Alrighty, welcome again to the start of Chapter 8. We're going to go into some trig, and I have 4 quick problems for you. Let's go ahead and get started. Got a bit of a cough, so if I cough, just ignore that. I may delete it out when I edit. Okay, so what we have is we're going to solve x to the nearest hundredths. The first thing we do is we're going to eyeball this guy right here. I goes to the angle. Then we look at what kind of trig ratio do we have. Well, we have to identify the two sides that we're given. We have an opposite and we have the hypotenuse. Remember, two sides touch this angle, an adjacent and the hypotenuse. The opposite is always on the other side. So opposite, hypotenuse tells us we're dealing with sine. And let's just go ahead and set it up. Sine 77 is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. Well, we're just going to have to work out some algebra here. So we're just going to isolate. We're going to solve for x, just like we would in any other equation in Algebra 1. We're just going to multiply by 17 on both sides. So we got 17 sine 77 is equal to my x. So we go right over here to the calculator and plug that in. So we got 17. And there's my sine button. And 77, enter, boom. 16.56. Now make sure you're in degree. See that degree right there? Just make sure you're in degree. And for your TIs, you have to go into the menu and look at it there. So here we are. We're at 16.56. Next. Okay, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to solve for x. And you'll notice we have an approximate sign here because we round. So here our eye goes to this angle once again. And we identify what we're dealing with. Well, we got an adjacent and a hypotenuse. Over here's my opposite. So adjacent hypotenuse means we're going to be dealing with cosine. So cosine of 14 is going to equal to adjacent over my hypotenuse. And we're going to be using some algebra again because it's just like an algebra problem that you saw before. And you might not have used this here. You might have used something like a y or whatever. So you're just going to do a recip, multiply by x and divide by cosine. But for you guys, all you're really going to do is just swap these two places. They're just going to swap places. So you have x is equal to 79 over cosine 14. Put that in the calculator. So we have 79 divided by cosine 14. And you have 81.41, which makes sense because my hypotenuse better be longer than 79. So x is equal to 81, and we're rounding to the nearest hundred, so 42. Next guy. Now we're going to look for the angle. We're going to look for the nearest degree. Eyeball goes to this first. So you identify what trig function you're dealing with. Always go to the angle first. Well, two things touch the angle, an adjacent and a hypotenuse. Here's my hypotenuse right here, and here's my adjacent. So that means cosine. Write it out. Cosine x, it's always the angle right here, is equal to adjacent over the hypotenuse. Well, when we see something like this, we're going to be using the inverse function. See this right over here? Right above our sine stuff is our inverse. So here we have my negative 1, 6 over 17 is going to equal to my angle. So let's go ahead and put that into the calculator. And I'm going to hit shift, cosine, there's my cosine there, and I'm going to put in the fraction 6 over 17. 6, 17, and I hit enter. And my angle is 69.33, which we round to the nearest, so it's going to be 69 degrees. All right. Again, just move those across, put your negative 1 sign. Now we got a word problem here. So we got a word problem, so we're going to have to take a look at this. Woman standing on a cliff at the edge of the ocean. So here's a cliff. Here's the ocean. Hey, I need blue, I need blue, I need blue. I don't have blue. There's blue. There's my water. And I need a raft. We'll make the raft red. Here's a little raft. We'll make the woman purple. She's an alien. There we go. And she's looking out at a raft. Now the angle of depression is 7 degrees. So what we have is she's going to eyeball this thing. Yeah, it's a little wavy there. But the angle of depression has to be horizontal. So that's very, very critical. So her eye is horizontal. and that's going to form a vertical height right here. So the angle of depression is always formed with a horizontal line and the line that is you're actually looking. So right here is my angle of depression, and that is 7 degrees. 7 degrees. She's 18 above, so that makes her 18 meters here, and this is 18 over here. So we have a 7 degrees, we have 18, and we're looking for the distance x. So as you can see, here's our triangle right here, kind of right here, or you can do this. Remember, alternate interior angles are congruent, so here's your 17 right here as well. Well, what we have is we look at our angle first, we have an opposite, and we have an adjacent. We're solving for the adjacent, so we're going to be using tan. So let's go ahead and knock this out. We're going to do tan of 7 is equal to my opposite over adjacent. Okay, that's an 18, by the way. Now I'm going to do the same thing we did on the previous algebra problem. We're going to basically swap places. So x is equal to 18 over tan 7. Go ahead and let's put this in the calculator. So 18, and let's see, 18 divided by tan 7 gives me 146.59 or 56 or something like that, 147 meters. Somewhere around there. So round to the nearest 10 meters. So it's going to be about 150 meters. All right. So that's pretty much how you work out these problems. Again, your angle of depression or elevation is formed with a horizontal line. It will not be this one right here. It is this angle here. Okay, we're going to explore more of this in class, and if we have good sunny skies, we may go out and actually do some trig tomorrow outside. We'll see what happens. Till next time.